Welcome everybody to this video which is going to step us through how to use Brightspace. So what we're going to do is go to our student portal first, and you can see that on the screen, and I am going to find Brightspace here in this central window. Your central window will say Access Charles Sturt Entry or Undergraduate Certificate in University Preparation. At the bottom of this window though, there will be a button here to click called Brightspace. So if we click on that button, that will take us to our learning management system. So this is where all of our learning content is stored. So here you can see this is my home page for Brightspace, and all of my subjects are listed down here in this left-hand window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to visit one of those subjects now. I'm going to choose Step into Uni, and to enter this subject where all the learning content is, of course, I'm going to click on that particular item. So now I'm entering a subject site, and that subject, of course, as you can see, is called Step into Uni, and that subject site is made up of multiple modules which are available to us as learners. So each module contains lessons that we follow. So let's have a look at the first of these modules in Step into Uni, which is called First Steps. And again, this module, I click on that and I enter into the learning material for it. So we land on a title page. You might be wondering, well, what do we do here? Then it's just like scrolling the pages of a book by using the arrows up in the top right hand corner here. So off I go to the next activity. And in this particular lesson or topic or page, then you can see there's some text here to read, which is a welcome to this Access Charles Sturt Entry course, and some information again about how or what we're going to be looking at in this series of lessons. So again, I've read this very quickly. I'm a bit of a speed reader, and I'm going on to the next activity. So hopefully it's obvious to you at this stage how we navigate through the learning material simply using the forward and back arrows in that top right hand corner. So this particular page is giving us some information about the distinction between university subjects and university courses. So it'll be saying, well, for example, Access Charles Sturt Entry is a university course which is made up of multiple subjects, well, 4 subjects, which each student needs to pass in order to complete that Access Charles Sturt Entry course successfully, and then move on to whatever the student wants to do next. So that's very good. I work my way, I can read my way through this material. There's a table there which gives me some extra information about university, a list of the subjects and so forth, some words about full-time and part-time study. And when I come here, I've come to a learning activity which looks like text, but it's actually we need to click on a certain part of it to access the second part of the text. So you'll notice here it says select each item to learn more. And at the moment I'm looking at Zach's enrolment, who's a full-time student, but I want to have a look at Belle's enrolment as well and see. So I'll simply click on that, and this particular activity shows us 2 lots of information regarding full-time and part-time study. So as you go through the learning material, it's not just text. There will be small activities such as this, which you should complete in order to get the full range of information from each lesson. As you go along as well, there'll be various links to other sources of information, and if we go down even further, there might be a link to information within the Charles Sturt website. So this is a good example. I click on this link and it takes us to what is known as the Charlie blog. This is a blog that's written by students for students to give a student's insight into various aspects of the university life. And you can see this one here, difference between online and on-campus students, and we can read our way through that Charlie blog. So, I've navigated my way to this page, and I think, oh, well, I kind of skipped over the previous page. Maybe I should go back. Of course, all I need to do is to click the back arrow up here in the top left-hand corner. I can go back that way, or, of course, I can use the back arrow over here. There's generally multiple ways of navigating through Brightspace. So that back arrow has pushed me completely back into the home page for this subject, for Step into Uni, and then I can navigate through those various modules again. Now, across the top here is another way of navigating through Brightspace and finding different information. Probably the critical thing here for many of us is to know about assessment. So, of course, I can click on assessment, and there's two options here. There's assignments and quizzes and exams. I can just click on either of those and bring up the relevant information. So again, you can see here that 3 of the 4 assessment tasks in this subject are within the quiz list. I can go back to assessments and click on assignments, and again, we've got more information here about the assessment tasks. Other content up here, of course, there is a content tab, and that brings me back to the lessons that we looked at before, but presented in a slightly different format. So this time we've got kind of a menu style format instead of the large tiles or windows of information. So that's yet another way of navigating through Brightspace. As I said, there's multiple ways of finding our way through it. Communication. Here there will be announcements that will be sent out by your lecturer, by your teacher, at various times through the year, and they will appear in your email, whichever email you've provided the university with as your university email, but they'll also be saved here on the subject site. So if you don't use your email, and I know plenty of people don't, it's worth checking in on this announcements item. There are none as yet because I'm recording this prior to the start of the teaching session. So that's announcements, but there's also an online meeting room for any online meetings which are happening in that particular subject. So there will be online meetings for online students, but on-campus students are welcome to come as well, and that particular link will take you to that meeting. Now, you just need to make sure that you're there at the correct time. What else? My subject. Again, more information here that becomes more relevant as we get into the actual teaching term. For example, the calendar will display when assessment tasks are due and that sort of thing. Again, once you've completed some assessment tasks, completed some subjects, your grades will become available here too, and the subject outline. So, in a nutshell, that's an introduction to Brightspace. One more thing I will show you. To get back to your original home page, this is really useful. You just need to click on the Charles Sturt University logo up here, and that takes you back to the Brightspace homepage where you can access all of your subjects again. So I often get lost in Brightspace because there's a lot of information there, but I always know I can just click on the Charles Sturt University logo here, and it will take me right back to the beginning, and I can find my way again. So again, that's Brightspace in a nutshell. I hope you get a lot out of this subject and a lot out of the interactive content that is within Brightspace during your studies here at Charles Sturt University.